Welcome to Pub Talk, the unofficial official craft beer podcast of Oklahoma, where we're all about the three B's, beer buddies and bullshit. I'm Jeremy, and I'm joined as always by a guy who's down for a trip to Muskogee to get a beer or three, Michael.
Hello, hello.
On today's show, we're coming to you from Muskogee, Oklahoma, where we have the pleasure of chatting with the folks from Muskogee Brewing Company all about their brewery. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Follow us on all the social media at Pub Talk Podcast. And check out our website at pubtalkpodcast.com. All right, let's get started. So first off, thanks for having us out today.
Oh, thank you guys.
Typically, we just like to start these spotlight episodes off just letting you kind of introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do here.
All right. Well, I'm Cody Parris. I'm a co-owner and taproom manager for Muskogee Brewing Company. So we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary. And started a distribution line about a year ago. So that's going well.
There's Abel.
Yeah, just happy to be here.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how Muskogee Brewing, how you got your start here?
Okay. So this is the oldest still standing brick firehouse in Oklahoma. It was built in 1904, and it was active all the way to 2000. We got the building in 2015 and redid basically everything ourselves. We didn't hire any architects or anything, no graphic design. It was just all us. It was what would look good, what would be respectful kind of to the building without taking too much away from what it is and making it into our microbrewery.
Awesome.
He's not going to stop.
No, it's all good. Be a good background track. All right, so talk to us a little bit more about like the brewery size, tap room, that kind of thing.
Okay. So we have a 10-barrel system that we use for our distribution line. And then we have a 4-barrel system in the back that we kind of just do one-offs, weird stuff on. Like the big thing right now is the tequila-inspired beer. So it is a salt and lime beer that we age in a tequila barrel. And it is the perfect summer beer. We brought that out for Cinco de Mayo, and we've had to make it 4 times since.
Oh, nice.
So it's a pretty big hit. And then we have just popular beers like our Cucumber Gosa that we have to make. We make it just 1 time a year, and when it's gone, it's gone. We use fresh cucumbers, fresh dill. Then, of course, we make it the Goza with the salt and everything. But that's just a sought-after beer. People go crazy when it's gone. So,
Gotcha.
So how many taps do y'all have? Do you have any beer that are your core beers?
So we have 15 taps, and everything on the first line up there, the Shady Shandy, the Little Dixie Blonde, the Highway 69 Amber, Katy Pale Ale, and Arrival Wheat. Those are beers that we will always have, and they're all in our distribution right now.
What about some of the other smaller batch ones that you've got on right now? So I know before we started recording, I tried the Breakout Coffee Stout.
Yep. So the Breakout we make only for the break. You can get it here and at the break. And of course it's made with Topeka coffee. And we do a lot of things in collaboration with the break. There's a small locally owned shop. They're doing good things over there. So we like to help them out as much as we can.
Awesome. And you talked about you started distributing a year ago.
Yep.
Can you talk to us a little bit about your distribution model?
Yep. So right now we're in cans and kegs. We use a Twin Monkeys canning system. And so, we can just straight out of the bright tank and send it out the door. A&B Specialty Brands does our distributing. So
People pretty much pick you up just anywhere in the state, or
pretty much anywhere in the state.
Right on.
What I know is we're Oklahoma City, Durant, McAllister,
awesome.
Tulsa, Broken Arrow.
Right on.
You said 400 locations earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Quick Trip, we're in every single Quick Trip, 4 Walmarts.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we are coming up on the 2-year anniversary, and obviously the world being what it is right now, I'm sure you can't probably do the party you want to, but do you have any celebration plans coming up for that?
So for the 2-year, not so much. We're going to acknowledge it, but it won't be the party that we've always dreamed of.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to party every year like it's our birthday.
Sure.
It pretty much is. But with that being said, Abel's 1-year birthday is coming up in October. And we're hoping the world's in a better place in October.
Okay.
And we will throw Abel the party he deserves.
There you go. I guess we should probably explicitly say Abel is the dog.
Yes. Abel is our Basset Hound brewery dog.
One thing people want to know about when it comes to breweries are food options. And
Yes.
I know you guys have food options here. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yep. So we do everything is gourmet breads, meats, cheeses, and we do sandwiches, salads, wraps, that kind of thing. I mean, it's a great option to have, especially when you're drinking craft beer. I mean, when you're killing a 8% beer, I mean, everybody knows after 3 or 4, you're like, oh man, I need something to eat.
Right.
And it's just the convenience of walking 20 feet and you have all kinds of great food just right there.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you guys have an interesting mascot or character on your beer cans. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yep, so that is Brewster. We did a Facebook contest, see who could name them. We had 500 different names shot out. We literally flipped a coin to decide the name.
Okay. What was the other finalist?
Bruce Key, Bruckey.
Okay.
What was another one? I mean, there were so many. I mean, there were some that were just completely out there that made 0 sense. Everybody wanted to do a Merle Haggard kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Brewster ended up taking the prize.
Right on.
I've seen on social media you guys support a lot of different charitable efforts in Muskogee. Why is that important for you to be so involved in the community?
Because this community needs help, obviously. It's a poor community in Oklahoma. The median income here is around $19,000 a year. So there's not a whole lot of expendable income, and we think that this is a good way to give back. So with the Okie IPA, every purchase goes to whatever nonprofit charity that we're sponsoring that month.
Awesome.
People can also feel free to donate to that charity if they don't like the Okie IPA, whatever. I mean, we have a donation box up there, and I mean, we've done probably 20 different charities since we've opened. There's no telling how much money we've actually raised for them or brought light to whatever benefit. Animal shelters, places for veterans, Trail of Honor flags. They do the National Cemetery in Fort Gibson. Just all kinds of different places. So, I mean, that's something we can give back by just doing what we do. Takes little to no effort, and it's for a great cause. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So one thing we like to ask people the first time they come on the show is if you remember your first craft beer and then your epiphany craft beer where you went, oh, the craft's the way for me.
Oh man, it's Busch Light camo cans. No. Let's see. Man, first one that I probably drank was Moose Drool.
Okay.
Hated every second of it. And it was room temperature, but downed it, and I was like, this isn't for me. This isn't what I like. But then, let's see, when I started working here, we made I messed this beer up. It was supposed to be just a regular IPA. I ended up double hopping it, and then we flavored it with apricot. Still one of the best beers I've ever had. I don't know if it's because I had that special part in making it that messed it up and then just bounced back to what it was.
Yeah.
But it was probably my most memorable beer.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yep.
I think Moose Drool, that's a first, I think.
Yeah, it is. But that was one of our
It was.
early ones too.
Another thing that we ask everyone first time on the show is if you've had your holy shit moment. When you take a step back, like, we're actually doing this thing at the brewery open.
Probably a couple times a week when I look around and I see just everybody in here. We have a solid group of regulars that come in. We had a guy yesterday from Texas. We have lots of out-of-state people that come in. And he was like, do I have to pay extra for this? He's like, is this in the charge? He's like, I'm having such a great time. And everybody that comes in here has that response. I mean, people are just so welcomed when they come here. They don't want to leave. So we have all kinds of people that make stops here from out of state. If they're driving in, they're just like, we got to stop here. And so the kind of funny thing is with our stickers, when you check in on Facebook, you get a free sticker. So people will go to other breweries and they'll just plaster their bathrooms and stuff with our stickers. And they'll send pictures to me and they're like, I got him. Like, it's just a little tag. But it's pretty great.
Nice.
So I see you guys have a nice stage here over in the corner, and I know you do quite a bit of live music. Is that a weekly thing, or?
Yeah, we do live music 3 times a week.
Okay.
We host an open mic night on Thursdays because we have so many great local musicians with like the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame being right down the road. It just makes sense. So, I mean, we started that probably back in February, and that's just taken off. Because we can only book so many people. I mean, and this is their time to just showcase their talent, so it just makes sense. Then every Friday and Saturday night, we bring in more higher grade musicians. And I mean, like tonight, Adam Miller from Oklahoma City, he'll be playing here. He plays all kinds of stuff. In my opinion, he's one of the best in Oklahoma. He just did the Key West show a few months back, and with like Whiskey Myers was there, Jason Isbell, just all kinds of big names. So he's very talented. But the music, we're the only place that does consistent music every Friday and Saturday night. So if that's what you're into, this is kind of your niche. And it's not, you would think it'd be just overwhelmingly loud, but it's the nice background music you can talk over. It's not just blowing you away. So and all kinds of different musicians play. I mean, we can have rock, pop, folk, country. It's just whoever's up there is just doing their thing, and everybody enjoys it. So we just keep it going.
It's awesome. Another thing we've been talking about lately, of course, can't not talk about, is coronavirus, COVID impact. What type of impact has that had on you guys here?
Yep. So we were down for a little over a month. We were doing our crowler and 6-pack sales. We just opened up our garage door and just doing drive-by stuff. But I mean, as you can tell, we're still using plastic just as a safety thing, so we don't have to touch glasses after people have breathed and drink out of them. And then we just recently put our bar stool seating back, and I mean, usually the tables are a little bit more spaced out, but we had a party yesterday. But a lot of people are very responsible with it. A lot of people will wear a mask if they're coming to order a beer, just out of respect for me or somebody else sitting at the bar. And a lot of people, they know what it is, but they don't. So a lot of people don't understand like how this could affect, and one person could affect everybody. But I mean, being a brewery, you have to be very clean. So it's just like regular. We clean daily, it's nothing. But as far as people going, it's just everybody respects it. They know it's something that's very real and that can affect a lot of people. So everybody just does their part.
Cool. Well, kind of on that same note, I guess, what are your to-go and pickup options? That's kind of the going thing right now.
Yep. So we do crowlers, the 32-ounce cans. We seal them right up there. So anything that you want to go, we'll throw in a crowler for you, send you out the door with it. So if you're uncomfortable with, say, drinking a beer here, but I'll let you text, Facebook message, call in your order, and I'll meet you outside with it and just send you on your way.
Nice.
So, I mean, there's little to no contact. So it's a good way to keep beer moving. If people still want to support but don't want to be out, it just makes sense. So,
Anything else?
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Real Okie Craft Beer Festival. I know that's a big one here in Muskogee that didn't happen this year because of COVID. But Let's talk a little bit about that festival, because I know that's been running for several years here.
Yep. So that's the first festival we have ever attended. We were there before we even opened. Just kind of getting a taste for how people in Muskogee would react to craft beer. Because the niche here is very small for craft beer. And so that was kind of us feeling things out, just seeing how it's going to go. And then when that's not here, it just takes away a lot from the community, because a lot of people look forward to that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, pretty much all festivals for us have been canceled this year.
Yeah.
And we love festivals. We love going and trying other people's stuff, because we don't have that opportunity, because we're all here all the time.
Right.
But, I mean, hopefully there's next year. That gives us time just to work on just more out there stuff. Just got to be positive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe next year we'll bring all kinds of crazy stuff, and people will love it like always, and just keep going and keep supporting everybody's breweries. Because that's the one place in Muskogee where there's probably 25 different breweries. And everybody's so used to our beer. So when they try other people's stuff, they're like, oh, well, you make something like this, or hey, why don't you do that to this beer? Like, so yeah, it gives us ideas too.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
It's a good time.
But you talked earlier about the oldest firehouse in
Yes.
Oklahoma. A lot of cool decor around here, paying homage to that.
Oh yeah.
But you said it wasn't being used for like 15 years before you guys moved in. How much of a process was that to convert it?
So when we first got the building, there was approximately 14 tons of garbage. The city was using this as a dump. So it was piled to the ceiling door to door. The roof was caved in. There was pretty much a waterfall every time it rained. So, I mean, there's no telling how many man hours that we spent just making it the way we wanted it. And we really didn't have any outside help. So it was just all us all the time. My worst experience was making the drain right there. So I dug that out with a jackhammer, a pickaxe, and a small shovel in July, and we couldn't have the AC running. It took me about 3 days. I went all the way to that back door, all the way up to here, all the way across. And it's about 4 feet deep right there in the middle. So that's probably my by far least favorite experience with the building. So.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful.
Oh,
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, wouldn't do it again.
Well, we were talking a little bit before we hit record about just how much has changed for you guys in the last year. Are there any upcoming changes that are exciting you, or maybe not exciting you right now?
Well, we're all comfortable with the way things are right now. I mean, as long as things keep going the way that they're going, that'll be just fine with us. People are really just, I mean, the craft beer scene in the last 5 years just exploded.
Yeah.
So, and then with that comes new laws, new regulations, things like that. I mean, we're pleased with where it's at right now. But another big thing that we just started is cigars and pool tables.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll have our pool tables in probably 10 to so weeks. We're getting 3 pool tables.
Okay.
So the restaurant side is family friendly. Until we get the pool tables in, after 9 o'clock, it'll be 21 and over.
Okay.
Just to make it just that nice vibe, because nobody wants children around when they're drinking beer. Like, it's just an awkward environment. So that's why we let the families sit over there, and we let our adults have their away time from kids. So but with the cigars, we started that probably a month ago. And we do a large variety, and we're also open to suggestions and stuff. Eventually we're going to do a pairing, cigars and beer.
Awesome.
So.
Right on.
Oh yeah.
Anything else? Do you have anything else you want to throw out there before we wrap it up?
Let's see. I've got to name drop Brent Trout. He's a sexual titan, and much respect, Brent. I think that's all I need to add.
Okay.
We'll end it on that note. We will end it on that note.
That's a first. That's a first.
All about first.
All right. Well, thank you again for doing the show today and having us out.
All right. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah.
You've just listened to another round of Pub Talk. Thanks again to the folks at Muskogee Brewing Company for having us out today. Make sure to stop by the next time you're in the area or pick them up at your favorite liquor store or bottle shop. As always, if you liked what you heard today, show us some love all over social media at Pub Talk Podcast. And to continue getting alerts every time we drop an episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you go. You can also find out all you've ever wanted to know about the show and more by heading over to our website, pubtalkpodcast.com. And remember, folks, there's never anything too big or hard in life that you can't handle it over a few beers with your good friends. So until next time, just chill to the next episode. Stay safe, folks.